Alright, to get started making your controller, you're going to need an Ethernet cable. All I had was just a yellow one laying around. I like the gray ones, they seem to be a little bit more robust, but this will work. See how it's got all the wires that you're going to need for your switch and your controller. Now, only these two will be able to fit inside your little Action Pro or GoPro case. Okay, you're not going to be able to use this guy. You can set it up on a different spot through a different box, or you can do what I do and I just take it right out. I think that this is unnecessary and you really don't need it. And it just takes a lot of juice from your battery. The longer the wire. If you got this wire stretched out all the way across your boat, it's going to take quite a bit of juice to travel energy through all these. We're going to cut this off right here, and then we're going to run this in. Drill a hole here, so that way my wires can run through. Well, that will be going obviously the opposite way. You are going to need two of these. They are the PG7. What these do is close down on the wire and cause that waterproof seal. And it has this little rubber O-ring that seals in between. I still use some silicone as well to protect it. But you are going to need two of these. One for here and one that's going to go into the box, the controller box, where this will be hidden, safe and out of the way, protected and waterproof. Alright, let's get it going. Now that we got that cut, now we can start working on where we're going to put the switches. So I know that this is the bottom for the wires to come through. So I'm going to knock this one down and get that mounted in first. Then I'll go from there and start worrying about the other spots. Put that dot right. So I'm going to start my hole. I don't want to push too hard, I want to go nice and slow. Now, because I don't have the tool that can just cut out the proper size holes that you need, I'm going to just go up in size slowly with my drill bit, so that way I don't crack the case, and I can gradually work my way up until I can fit through. Now, it's good to go. The other didn't thread in, but when I screw on the other one and glue it, that's not going anywhere. That'll be watertight. Alright, so we're going to put that in there. Ideally, it would have been nice to kept that so it could have been threaded on, but that's okay. First thing we needed. Now the wires can go through into the box and we'll be good. Now we're going to go after this. Now the 2 is for forward and that's reverse. So it's going to go in like this. So now we're going to take this back to about halfway. And we're going to give those wires a clip. Make sure you give them both room on both sides. Do not cut down too low. Do not cut all the way up to here. Give yourself enough room for wiring. What I'm doing here is just scratching out where I have to make my cuts. I don't want to go so to start this, I'm going to drill 2 holes side by side right there. Starting with a small drill bit and slowly go bigger. Now I'm going to go up on another size. Pretty straight. See how my thumb is in the way right there? If I had a slip, that's dangerous. I gotta make sure that my fingers are out of the slip zone. Just a little bit more up here and down here. Sure. Definitely make sure that you got it going in the right way. Once you get that in, that's forward, reverse. I'm going to clean up all this yuckies, and then I'm going to put some silicone around here and push it on in. From here, give that a push, and squeeze it down in. And clean that up. And there we go. I'm going to clean that up a little bit more. Now the last thing, I got to drill my hole and put in the other one. This cord is going to run up through. Let's open that right up. Now I'm going to feed that right up to there and lock it down. That keeps it so it doesn't slide. And it keeps it pretty watertight. Waterproof, probably not, but water resistant. This takes a dunk in the water, which mine has before, and it was okay. So we got all of our wires. It's actually my bad. I'm gonna back this back up to right there. Close this. We need to get this door on. I'm gonna cut this one about to there. Take that off. Right around there. Just a little bit around. Use that side. Don't over tighten this. See how it fits. Make sure it closes. Alright. Closes. Let's wire it up. Instead of putting silicone on that side, where it's got that rubber seal, it's best to let that rubber seal do its job. Flip that over. Alright, move that stuff over. On this back side, then apply a little bit of the silicone. And you really don't even need tools. But you guys just get them. You can use tools if you want, if you don't have a good grip strength. But you don't want to over tighten it either. See how that's smushed? You can see it's doing a good job. I got silicone on that side. Spacer will do its job. There we go. That's it for the main wires. Now, right here is where we're going to plug in our trolling motor. Now time to install this. Now when you're installing this, if you can see, this is a pretty small little hole right here. So what I had to do was actually drill this out and make this hole a lot bigger so I can fit my wires in through here. We're not going to tackle with this quite yet. I'm going to set this to the side. We'll get to this later when we tackle. When we break into the trolling motor, that's when we're going to get into this. Let's put that aside. So, it's pretty simple. Just straight two-way, put it in, twist, locked in, you're good to go. So if we notice, it's exactly the size of a cap. Beer cap, bottle cap. Pretty much same size. Find your middle spot. And there you go. Now once you start getting close, that's when you start checking, because you want to get it tight. You don't want to overdo it. Make sure that you're getting that in tight. It's got these little lips. It will pop, 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 pop. Get in there and then push in. That's how you want it. Okay? And I'm upside down. Make sure that you're going up this way. Okay? There we go. Let's give this a little try. Look at that. Slides right in. Click, click, click. Good. And from here, actually, I'm going to pull this right back out. Let's glue this. So my furnace is kicking on. Bring this in here. Give it a push. Click, click. There we go. And from here, gives us these two monster screws, but I do not like those. Those are huge. I got some smaller ones here. I'm not gonna be so aggressive. Okay. Both sides in nice. Now, just another precaution, I'm going to go around. And there we go. Okay, when you're opening it up, when you want to work on it and do electrical stuff, I mount this up here, just like that. From here, and then when the door closes, it closes down on it. But it allows you to be able to operate and hit all the electrical stuff. And you can't just throw this down inside the box, okay? This can't be jiggled around and get thrashed about. So to keep this locked in here and nice and snug, just going to use one or two of these. Once you string that ball through, now you can place this down what's the other color? It is from the black. I see green and white. Green and white. Okay, so from here we're going to start with the obvious two simple wires that are going back. Okay, so then when you look at your toggle switch here, the two wires that lead up first from the back, which would be closest to me or my front here, are black and red. So we're going to start with that. The red one leads over and is a solid brown for me. However you guys wire it up, it's going to be different for you. Just remember to match up your colors, okay? If you want to get this to work, you got to make sure that you're matching up your colors properly. So what I say again, my top red comes down into brown. So I'm going to set that back down. Here's my brown. Here's my single top red. I'm gonna forget. Okay, black. Now for me, my top black wire now is white and what? White and orange. White and orange. There you are. Oops. Let's get my sleeve on there. Now it's on. It's on black wire. On black wire. White and blue. Now from here you can kind of slide this to where you need it, because you don't need too much, but you want enough. You are going to have a bunch of other wires. I am going to tape these together a little bit more. I should have saved that thing to slide up. I second guessed myself and left it there. So from here, slide that in. Get that kind of tight to about there. We'll clean up all these wires and make sure everything's good to go after. But now I can lock this down. That's nice and snug. That's not going to pull out anymore. So you don't have to worry about that pulling onto these wires. Okay? When that closes, I'll say these definitely need to get zip tied. And down. Tuck these wires back in. At night I have mini glow sticks. Sometimes I'll crack this open, crack the glow stick, throw it in there. Close this down. And that way you can always see where your controller is. there we go. The first step to making our control box.